That is Dr. Ipiana, Sio Mimi. Beautiful, beautiful song, taking us to 17 minutes to the top of the hour, 8 a.m. This is Hopper Dawn right here at Top TV, where you look and you live. I'm your host, George Gishoro. Thank you so very much for your company this beautiful, beautiful Monday morning as we continue to exalt the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Time now for the newspaper review, getting to see what is being reported in the dailies. And we start off with the Daily Nation, and they are focusing on the Talanta Stadium. And the headline, 11 billion shillings Talanta Stadium scandal. And defense, President Ruto has showcased project is a success story. However, there are questions being asked. Price variation. Audit says contract sum rose to 45.8 billion shillings from 35 billion shillings without explanation. No justification for bypassing open tendering system. Attorney General ignored AG's approval was never sought as required by law for contracts worth over 5 billion shillings, and cost overruns. Lopsided agreement imposes heavy penalties for delays to pay contractor. That is a story that you can read. That's on the front page and also on page 4 inside the Daily Nation. And then here there is Kenyans foot 175 million shillings bill for Uhuru judges blunder. President Uhuru Kenyatta's refusal in 2020 to appoint 41 judges, even after court orders, was a potent mix of politics, espionage, and executive hardball that taxpayers continue to pay for 5 years later. It's a story that is covered on page 3 inside the Daily Nation. And also on the front page, Matiang'i tours Gusii amid Mount Kenya jitters. Former Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i today begins a 3-day tour of his Gusii region, even as he seeks to solidify his base and show up his bid for the joint opposition presidential flag bearer in next year's general election. His endorsement by former President Uhuru Kenyatta's party Jubilee has caused jitters among opposition leaders from Mount Kenya, led by former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, who interpreted it as a quiet installation as the region's representative. And so as he begins his 3-day tour of his Gusii region today, it's a story that you can read on page 7 inside the Daily Nation. The back page of the Nation, South African golfer holds nerve to win 60 million shillings Magical Kenya Open top prize. And it came to a close yesterday. You can read that. It is on the back page of the Daily Nation. The pullout. High schooler, that is the pullout in the Nation. Students develop a smart wheelchair that uses voice commands. Wow, what an innovation. It's a story that you can get on the high schooler pullout inside the Daily Nation this morning. And from the Nation to the Standard newspaper, let's get to see what the Standard newspaper is reporting this morning. And they say the dynamic duo, that is what they are going with. And the front page has the photos of Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna and Embakasi, and that is Embakasi MP. This is none other than Babu Owino, Embakasi East MP, and they say thirst for change with 2 lives lost as the state reverts to its old habit of using violence to protect power. The country's youth are rallying behind the Mimi Ndiye Sifuna, Sisi Ndio Sifuna slogans. Political analysts say recent ODM clashes have lifted the fog over party alignments, revealing a growing desire for a younger generation to carry Kenya's aspirations into 2027. The two most dynamic figures now tasked with sustaining this momentum are embattled ODM Secretary General Edwin Sifuna and Embakasi East MP Babu Owino, and it's a story that is covered on pages 4, 5, 6, and 7. And Professor Peter Kagwanja, a political commentator, is quoted here saying, remember, there is also the restiveness of the country, and it is helping Sifuna and Babu. So Sifuna and team are here to stay, and ultimately they could square it out with the united opposition. They are going to change the political equation. That is the front page of the Standard newspaper this morning, and you can read that as well. Then looking at other stories there, 28 county directors of education face disciplinary action after a Ministry of Education audit uncovered the irregular registration of ghost learners and non-existent schools, raising fears of embezzlement of public funds. You read that as well. It's covered in the Standard. And from the day she received news that Martin Masharia, her husband, a former Matatu driver, had been killed in the Russian war front lines, she does not remember how many times she has been to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs seeking answers to the many questions that run in her children's minds and her own. That is about the Kenyans who are fighting the Russian war and some who have lost their lives as well. There is also here the Court of Appeal has issued a temporary stay order halting defense hearing proceedings in the 3.5 billion shillings Anglo leasing case against businessman Deepak Kamani and his brother Rashmin Chamanlal Kamani, pending the determination of their appeal. All right. And the pullout, health and science pullout, robotic surgery, breakthrough for arthritis pain. Christine Musonye endured years of pain before robotic assisted knee surgery transformed her life, proving how advanced technology and skilled surgeons can restore mobility, comfort, and hope. And still on the pullout, overweight and overburdened, the hidden risks of eating too much. It's a story that is on page 2 of the pullout. And pulmonary hypertension, deadly high pressure in the lungs. It's a story that is on page 7. That's on the Standard newspaper, and looking at some business news and what is being reported this morning. That's on the Business Daily. How Uganda board seat fight put KPC sale at risk. Kenya gives Kampala 2 director posts in the farm. Uganda had threatened to withdraw support for IPO. Those were the boardroom wars. And then Mbadi wins in row over Consolidated Bank's CEO Oster. Then Kenya eyes new tack in Gulf meat exports. Vehicles assembly rises 18% to hit new high on tax breaks. Kenya raises 290 billion shillings from fresh euro bond, and you can read that as well. That's what's being covered inside the Business Daily, and a lot is being covered in the newspapers this morning, and so you can grab your favorite copy and get to see what is being reported. As believers as well, it also helps us to get prayer items of how to pray, praying for our country, praying for the different counties that you come from as well. We pray for the prosperity, pray for the unity, pray for the peace of this land as well, and pray for sobriety, understanding, and cohesion of this nation as well. All right. Right about now, it's 9 minutes to the top of the hour. We take a break, and this one is to pave way for the video of the day.